There are so many things to stress about when it comes to international travel. And with my upcoming Europe trip, you know what I'm not stressing about? Finding Wi-Fi or getting scammed on overpriced SIM cards. I'm using Saily, the eSIM app that keeps you connected in over 200 countries without the airport hassle or those ridiculous roaming fees. It's made by the folks behind NordVPN, so privacy and security covered. You install Saily once, pick a plan, and you're good to go. Whether you're hopping countries or just need solid data from the moment you land. And bonus, Saily has a built-in ad blocker that can save you up to 28% on mobile data. That's more scrolling and less wasting data. So if you're traveling soon, do this now. Download the Saily app in your app store and use the code DATEABLE at checkout for 15% off your first data plan. That's DATEABLE for 15% off. Stay connected, stay smart, get Saily.
I've been on a health kick lately with the wedding and then just realizing it was time to start eating better in general, which is why I love Washington red raspberries. They are clean, simple, and a seriously delicious way to add more nutrition to your day, whether you're trying to clean up your snacks or build better meals. They're American grown, picked at peak ripeness, and frozen within hours to lock in nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and vitamin C. And they have no added sugar. Just fruit as nature intended. Instead of my typical breakfast sandwich, I've been doing a red raspberry smoothie, and it's been an excellent source of fiber because, fun fact, raspberries are one of the highest fiber berries. Want to discover new ways to use American frozen red raspberries and get more details on where you can grab a bag of these delicious berries? Go to redraz.org. That's REDRAZZ.org. You'll find recipes, health tips, retail locations, and everything you need to make frozen Washington red raspberries a regular part of your routine. And don't forget, look for Product of the U.S. on the bag. Some of my favorite products made with Washington red raspberries are Costco Kirkland Signature 3-Berry Blend, True Fruit Hyper Chilled Chocolate Covered Raspberries, milk or dark, or Smucker's Raspberry Jam, peanut butter and raspberry Uncrustables.
Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Brunch Talk.
We're here. We made it. Welcome back, everyone.
We're here. We are back from Julie's wedding, y'all.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, we are. So, Julie might sound different a little bit.
Yeah, I sound totally different. No, I did lose my voice a little, so for that, maybe I will.
But I think we're all used to it after your bachelorette party.
Oh my God, every single time.
Yes.
But Yue just did the best job officiating our ceremony. We're still talking about how perfect it was. So thank you again.
It was so much fun. It was so good. It was such a good time. We'll go into more of a deep dive on one of our episodes. So if you're watching this live, got to catch more episodes.
Go subscribe to Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
We'll just tease it out. A lot happened at the wedding. All good things, of course. And it was a really fun day. Really fun weekend.
Yue's basically BFFs with my family now.
I'm a craft chick now. You're not a craft chick. I'm a craft chick. You a craft chick.
Yue craft chick. Adopted in.
Listen, it has a nice ring to it. I was like, oh man, if only Julie had another brother.
I told you we could adopt you and your partner in.
Sure, but it's not the same. Like, I want to marry a sibling or a cousin or something. I don't know.
There's really no one left.
There's really no one left. There really is no one left. Maybe an uncle, which I can, yeah, maybe that's the route. I'm going to scheme for the rest of the year. Yeah, see what happens. Maybe
we'll see what happens.
You have a new aunt coming.
Oh my, that would be so weird.
It would be so awkward. But it's not the first time it's happened to anybody. So I'm just saying.
It could always be awkward, but I would
embrace it. It could always be awkward.
I would embrace it.
The year of embracing it all.
I feel like this is actually quite in theme with what we wanted to talk about today, because I feel like it's all the rage to be like, no one's monogamous anymore. Everyone just wants casual fling, all of that. But we're here to debunk that if that's what you want, if you want a serious, committed relationship, even in 2025, there are many, many people that want the same.
And that's all to say, monogamy isn't dead. It just doesn't go viral.
Yeah, it's not the loudest voices online that are often the ones saying, no one wants commitment anymore, because that's what's catchy, right?
Yep. And so the couples in deep, secure, long-term relationships, not that interesting. So they don't trend. They're not posting about like vibe checks or like their fit checks or whatever their daily life drama is, because there is no drama. So that's why you just don't hear about it on social media.
Yeah. And it's like monogamy is not actually outdated, although it sometimes feels that way. It's just quieter. Yeah. So if that's what you want, you're not asking for too much.
You're just asking for something real in a world that keeps pushing casual.
Yeah. I think it's interesting too, like when you were saying that too, like you don't hear about the couples and the healthy relationships. I kind of think about that with dating apps too. I mean, my partner and I met on Hinge. At our wedding, we talked to probably 4 or 5 other couples that also met on Hinge. And the loud voices or the Reddit posts or the TikTok posts and Instagram, that's all the people that are complaining because that's what's interesting. No one I don't know, I guess the people that aren't the loudest, it falls for that too.
Because when you're experiencing something not so great, you want to feel like you're not alone in it. So you want to be loud and you want to tell people this is what you're experiencing. But if you're going through a really great experience, you're not like, I want the whole world to validate what I'm going through, because you are experiencing it. So I get it. Like you and I are the quietest when we are in happy, healthy relationships, because there really is nothing to report back on.
Right. You're not going to be like to your friends, everything's going great. I'm the best partner ever. Sometimes that will come out naturally, but it's kind of weird to brag in that way, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. And this is what I always try to remember too. If someone's telling me something about their relationship that I don't see all of it. So if they're coming to me with an issue, sometimes it's just what feels natural to come to.
Yep. And that's why we don't hear about monogamy anymore, because all the other noise is overpowering. And the people who are in traditional monogamous relationships just feel like, all right, I'll just keep to myself. There really is not much to say anymore. Just because there's no noise about monogamy does not mean that it has gone away.
And why are we talking about this? Because I think personally, I remember when I really wanted to be in a relationship, it was actually very helpful for me to look around and see examples of friends that were able to do it. Because I actually learned this from the book. I always quote this book. I'm obsessed with it. The Finding Your Half Orange. You knew I was going to say it.
Yeah.
And it was when I was in the thick of a breakup, I took this book to Calistoga, my favorite place in Northern California, and was sitting in the hot springs and reading this book. And why she brought this up was to take inventory of examples, because if you can see it happening for other people, that means it can also happen for you. And I know people are well, I hate seeing people on Instagram that are in relationships or getting married, and it just reminds me what I don't have. But I like to look at it if they can do it, so can you. It's it's not infinite love. I mean, not infinite, the opposite of infinite. It's not there's this set amount of love there. If other people can have it, it just means that, another opportunity is right around the corner.
Having those examples is so helpful, and then seeking out those examples is sort of the action to take, because a lot of times we don't ask our friends about their relationships. We just assume it's fine if they don't talk about it. But it is good to find a good example of a relationship that means a lot, that is an example of a relationship you want to be in. And I would even go as far as to argue that a strong, healthy, monogamous relationship is the basis for any relationship. So even if you're exploring non-monogamy, I think first you have to experience a strong, healthy, monogamous relationship first. Maybe not in this current setup, but in a previous experience, because it is about that relational skills with one other person. And once you get that one person down, yes, you can add on more people and balance more relationships. But if you haven't had that one strong monogamous relationship, how can you have multiple relationships at once?
I'm going to go off on like a little soapbox, so stay with me, but it's not going to be long, I promise. I think like what it comes down to for me, it's like, do I choose to look at all that's negative in dating, or everyone wants to be like hook up and be casual and no one wants what I want? Or is it to focus on, oh yeah, actually there are a lot of people that do want monogamy, or there are really great people on the dating apps. Both are true. Like they're both
Yeah.
facts. What are we going to actually spend our time doing? I feel like before I like did that exercise in the book, I would get caught up in like, oh, everyone in San Francisco is so flaky. People don't want to commit. People just want to have fun. People just don't want to do anything. And I'm like, what is that actually doing for me? It's doing nothing. And like we get, comments all the time that write in and they're like, you guys are too easy on men. Like men are so horrible. And like, why can't you address that? And it's like, yeah, there are shitty men out there. No one's denying that. But there's also really great men out there. And like, to me, it's like, why focus on all the shitty people? Why not just funnel your attention and time and effort into the good people?
Yes. Energy flows where your attention goes. And if your attention is on all the bad stuff, that's where your energy is going to concentrate itself, and also where all your attention goes, like
Right.
where all your awareness goes. And I think the story that we tell ourselves is so powerful. But also remember, and I know so many people say this, I'm the only one experiencing this,
Mm.
or I just have really bad luck in dating. Maybe I should just go the casual route. Nobody wants
Mm.
monogamy with me. Nobody wants to commit to me. Here's a thought that I think is both reassuring, but also it just shows you how unoriginal humans are. There are no original ideas in the world. Anything you come up with, you think it's like a light bulb moment or a light bulb idea or new invention. Chances are at least one other person is or has thought of it. So I think it's reassuring to know that, yes, we're not original, but also just if you feel like you're the only one experiencing this or nobody wants what you want, that is absolutely false, because whatever you want, it's not an original idea. If you want it, there are other people who want it too.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because I think sometimes it can feel isolating, like you're the only one that this is happening to. And I always like to use the example of our Facebook group when people are all complaining that there's no one good out there, no one wants to be in serious committed relationships or
Yeah.
have like the emotional awareness. And I'm like, all of you guys, everyone in this group that are
Yes.
hetero daters, there's men and women. It's not like you can point to the opposite gender and be like, they don't want it. Like there's proof here that people are looking for what you're looking for, are in the exact same situation as you.
Which then makes you just question, are you all here just to complain? Like, are you actually looking for someone who wants the same thing, or are you just looking for camaraderie in what you're going through?
Mm-hmm.
They're both valid, but I
Yeah.
think we need to understand and have clarity around what you're looking for. Some people say they're looking for a partner who wants X, Y, and Z when they actually just want a support group of
Right.
people just to validate what they're saying and experiencing. Also, some people say they want a relationship when they actually just want something casual, or they want to live in the fantasy. They want to live in the stories. If we're clear about what we're looking for, who cares what other people are looking for? But you need to be so clear about what it is you're putting out there.
And I think what was the game changer for me is once I got clear, I basically stopped putting up with people that weren't on the same page. And I
Yes.
think the old me would have been like, well, someone's better than no one. Even if they won't like fully commit, at least I have someone to talk to with my friends and someone to go out with once in a while and someone that's in my orbit. And the last time around, especially, I was like, okay, you're not looking for what I'm looking for, or you're not showing signs of the type of behavior I want in a relationship. I'm moving on. I'm going to find someone that's aligned. And I think that mentality served me so much better than one either just complaining that there's no one good out there or trying to make it work with people that just weren't going to ever make it work.
100%. I follow Bethany Frankel, and I think some of her stuff is a little bit out there, but she did say something on a post recently that I 100% agree with. She said, healthy dating is like healthy eating. Once you start eating healthy and you get in the habit of eating healthy and you have a really high standard of what you consume, once you start like eating one bite of junk food, your body rejects it. You might get sick,
Ooh, I
or
like that.
you might just
Yeah.
feel like this is not for me. I so agree. That's the same thing in dating. Once you only allow the types of behavior that you want into your life when it comes to dating, when you experience behavior you don't want, your body will reject it before your mind even does. You will feel it and you'll know right away if this person is not up to standard. And that's such a great thing, because when your body's rejecting that sort of behavior, it means that you've gone to a point where you're attracting the right behavior and repelling the wrong behavior.
I love that. I'm going to remember that. I love that. Such a
It's
good
so good,
analogy.
right?
So
Yeah.
good. I want to dive into this even more, but before we do, let's take a quick break to hear from our partners.
Fall is in full swing, and it's the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe with pieces that feel as good as they look. And luckily, Quince makes it easy to look polished, stay warm, and save big without compromising on quality. Now, Quince has all the elevated essentials for the fall. Think 100% Mongolian cashmere from $50, washable silk tops and skirts, which I have many of, and perfectly tailored denim, all at prices that feel too good to be true. Why? Because they partner directly with ethical, top-tier factories, and they cut out the middleman to deliver luxury quality pieces at half the price of similar brands. I think Quince has become my one-stop shop. They're just pieces that I keep reaching for over and over again. And one of those pieces are my linen pants. They're just like the perfect transitional piece from summer into the fall, which is so great for here in LA. Keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/dateable for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DATEABLE.
Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.
I think, too, I'm going to bring it back to Amy Spencer, who's the author of Finding Your Half Orange, who we quoted in our book, How to Be Dateable, as well, because it was so impactful for me. I remember one of her exercises was taking a look at all the couples you admired, like people in your orbit, like whether it's friends or family members or whoever, could be celebrities, although I think real people are better, as you know them.
Yes.
And looking at like what it is, like finding something specific that you admire about them. So like for one couple, I remember being like, they're best friends and they do things together. Another couple, it was like, oh, they use terms of endearment when they're around each other. Like it's just little things. And the idea was too that you were kind of like on alert to think about it, whether it was you've already been conscious or next time you're around them, you're like actually picking up on things. And I think this helps for a couple of reasons. One, it again gives you like an idea of that clarity of what is it? Like, how do I want to feel in a relationship? What do I like? And we have this whole chapter in our book about gaining clarity that has you figure out your dating North Star. And part of it is thinking about either past relationships, or you could even use this way of doing it if you don't have a ton of like healthy past relationships to pull from, of just observing others and like cherry picking of like, this is what I want in a relationship. So I think that part, it's really helpful. Also, that it's attainable. Other people are doing it. And I always think of like Lily Womble, who we've had on our podcast. She always like said, thank you more, please. So it was like putting it out in the universe, like, I want this and I can also have it. So like, let's keep, giving off that energy. And I think the third piece that makes this exercise so powerful is that If you're like always looking for the positives, you're just radiating such a better energy than this talk of like, no one's looking for what I'm looking for. Everyone's here to like, be cool and casual and non-committal or poly or whatever it is. Think about the different energy that you're putting off when you're dating. One of them is extremely optimistic and hopeful of like, oh yeah, like my friend that does this and her partner, I can have that also, versus like what's wrong.
And the other side of this too is be careful of the energy you're putting out there, and then be careful of the energy you let in.
Mm-hmm.
And part of this is because in recent months, I've stopped responding back to negative friends who send me memes about dating and how terrible it is. And they go, see, this is what dating is like. And I just don't respond. I don't want that sort of energy in my orbit. And we do the same thing on our Instagram page. When someone DMs us, it's like, I have this terrible dating story for you. You guys should talk about this on the podcast. We're like, no, we're not even going to respond to this, because the more we feed the monster, the more the monster grows. So you can starve the monster and say, no, I am not going to accept this kind of energy. And I'm also not going to put forward this energy. And you'll see there's a huge difference in your algorithm, in both your social media and in your life, of what happens when you are putting boundaries around that negativity. You'll see that the more positive people come into your life, and also you start attracting the things that you actually want. And it's crazy and magical the way that happens, because you'll go, oh, why is this happening to me now? It's because it's been happening to you for a long time. You just fail to see it. And now you're clearing your space to see it.
I could not agree with you more. However, we've gotten a lot of emails and reviews before being like, you guys, I don't want to say everyone. We have a lot of people that do not send stuff like this, but we will get a share of like, this is not dating in 2025.
Right.
You don't get it. You don't know what's going on. And let's be honest, everyone has complained about dating at every phase of life. It's just different challenges. I think back on this all the time. Like, the reason for apps coming into the picture in the first place is that everyone complained they could never meet someone in real life.
Exactly.
There's always complaining if you find a need to complain. It's just different problems. So I want to start there. So I really highly doubt that like Hinge from like 3 years ago is really that different than now. It's just probably a different issue that's happening. It's, again, what you choose to see. And the people that choose to see all the negativity, that's what's going to follow. So if you're like rolling your eyes right now, please just try it for a week. That's all we ask. Try for a week to like look for the positive. Look at profiles and find one positive thing about each person instead of going to the negative. Maybe that's like a very tangible way to do it. Or do the exercise of looking at your friends and people in your life. I really believe that shift is what helps people get into a different mentality and ultimately find love.
It's planting the seed. And listen, we're not arguing with you that dating isn't hard. We're not saying like, oh, dating should be easy if you think positively. We know dating is hard. We're recognizing dating is hard. But what we're trying to ask you back is, what are you going to do about it? Right? Like, either we can sit here and just have an entire podcast called Undateable, and we talk about how undateable people are.
No one wants monogamy. Everyone's casual, effing around.
Yes,
yeah.
We can dedicate a whole podcast to it. But end of the day, is that productive? And also, where does that get us? And what are we going to do about it? What we're saying is, do something about it. We recognize dating is hard. The first thing to do something about it is planting the seed of changing your mindset. When your mindset is changed, your belief systems change. And when your belief systems change, that then tells your actions to change, and results will change. If you're looking for change, rolling your eyes, unproductive. But if you're like, I really don't resonate with you all, you can go elsewhere too. Like, we're not forcing you to listen to us and
podcast,
preach. Right. Exactly. Like, feel free to move on. But we're speaking to the people who truly want to see a different result. And all we're asking you to do is taking a baby step forward in your mindset shift.
Yes. And then I think the action part is like once you're clear, once you believe it's possible to find that, then it's like back to the healthy eating. Like you have no tolerance for it. Like I always think of the episode we did with your friend Yue that we had
Mm-hmm.
about the lowest common denominator. And her whole
Yep.
thing was like, well, if others ghost, I'm going to ghost too. If they give 10%, I'm going to give 9%. I remember saying, like, if they're giving 10%, why don't you give 0% and move on
Exactly.
to someone that's giving 100%? And it's the same of like, if someone tells you, oh my God, if I could go back in time and change anything about my dating life, I would go back to 2016, I think. No, 2014 when I was in a situationship before the name existed that went on way too long. And the person
Mm-hmm.
outright told me, I don't want to be in a serious relationship. If I could go back in time, what I would do is say, cool, good for you, and move on.
Yep.
Instead of being like, well, with time, they're going to change. I can change their mind. All of that was, I mean, look, you have to go through it to get to where you want to be. But I think the quicker you get aligned with what you want and then have
Yes.
less tolerance for people that aren't on the same page, again, there's nothing wrong with what they want. It's just not for you.
Exactly. And then you know when to move on. So much of the questions that we get in are, what do I do next? What's my next move? When you're clear on what you want, you'll be so clear about what your next move is. There's no wondering. There is no ambiguity. It's a clear path. So let's just start gaining more of that clarity. And I would also just let you all know, to be perfectly frank, some of you might go down this path and realize a relationship is not meant for you. Maybe that's not, maybe that path is not right for you right now. And that's okay too. Don't feel like you have to go down the path of relationship and finding a partner. Maybe you just go, I just want to have fun. That's also clarity. And then you can start looking for people in that sort of route, because where the conflict happens is people think they have to go down a certain path, like I'm looking for a relationship, when they actually just want to have fun, and they tell the people they're dating they want a relationship, but they're really just wanting to have fun. That's where the conflict arises. So if you're clear and you are aligned in your actions and your beliefs, then you'll attract the people who are also aligned.
And if you're new here or just behind in episodes, go back to our season opener, the shift to conscious dating, because I think that will make it very clear if you're looking for a relationship right now. And if that feels overwhelming, then maybe it is time to reevaluate. And you could say, look, monogamy right now or committed partnership maybe isn't what I'm looking for. Again, totally okay. Or if you want to go to the archives, we have an episode, Relationship, Are You Sure You Want One?
Yeah.
That one was very popular. It was in 2020, I remember. My memory is not that good that I remember the season, but you can search for it.
You have a very good memory. You remember. And use all of our episodes as a way to expand your mindset, not to validate what you're looking for. I'm saying this because we have this episode with a guy named Ryan Van Duzer, and he talks about how he's been in a lot of serious relationships, and end of the day, he just couldn't stay with any of them because he realizes past the 1 year mark, he just loses interest. And then we had so many people write in and be like, this is exactly what's wrong with dating. I'm dating men just like this. Don't use these episodes or these people as evidence to support what you want to believe. Use it as a way to another data point. Yes, there are people like Ryan Van Duzer. Absolutely. There are also people like the opposite of him. We have plenty of people who write in and say, I'm so looking for a relationship. I'm so looking for a commitment. Where do I find more commitment-focused people? There is a whole gamut of people out there. Don't just be stuck on one and then say everyone's like that, because that's not true.
And our favorite saying, don't be afraid to scare people off, scare them away. You can say, I'm looking for a relationship and I want it to look like X, Y, and Z. What are you looking for? Because also relationship isn't always created equal. Like one person's idea of a committed relationship could be literally seeing someone once a week and the other could be like doing life with them. Neither,
Mm-hmm.
again, is right or wrong, but it's good to get on the same page and co-create and figure that out together, what it's going to look like. But being able to put into words what you're looking for and having faith that it won't scare away the wrong person is so much of it.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And listen, we have this, I don't know, is this a comment or a question in our chat? I don't know if this is trying to prove our point or disprove. But this person says, you women promote feminism so hard, then complain about the state of men. Quit. Oh, okay. You're now, okay. So this is a complaint. So quit yapping and say something of substance. Love it. Love the comments like this. First of all, feel free to move on if you feel like this is yapping. But also,
how is that what got taken away from this convo?
It's crazy that our entire conversation was about having people expand their mindset so that they don't complain about the other sex or a certain type of people, because the whole point is to be more open-minded about what you're looking for and to be clear about what you're looking for. So if you feel like we're complaining about the state of men, I don't think you were listening to this episode, but feel free to move on and go troll another show. Thank you.
I love it. You're like, is this a positive comment or a negative comment? I just love that it completely proves what we were saying earlier.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. When you're looking to prove a point in your mind, you can literally listen to a sentence that had nothing to do with what you're saying, but just pick out like one word that you found relevant and you just hang on to that one word. It's nuts how that happens. It's called bad listening skills.
Or it's like convenient theories for me. I'm just going to prove it. So we'll leave you with this. If you are looking for a monogamous, committed partnership, it's out there. Don't have faith. Other people are looking for the same thing as you. Lead with what you're looking for. And if someone isn't, that's okay. You're just not a match.
That's totally fine. Totally fine. And be clear about the energy you're putting out there. Draw the boundaries in both what you are putting into the universe and then what you're allowing into your own universe.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for everyone for being here and for joining. If you haven't yet, go pick up How to Be Dateable and go to chapter 6, Gaining Clarity. It is such an imperative chapter. We'll read up until then first, but that one will be the tools you need. We always reference this chapter because it's really just so powerful.
Yes. And we're going to quit our yapping now and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.